Today we are going to see about curriculum. What are the modern trends in curriculum construction? So what is the, first of all we should understand what is curriculum and what it was perceived before and what it, now today we are talking about. Okay, so we should understand what it was and what it is today. Modern trends means today what we perceive about the curriculum. Okay, so one of the most if you see any university or any educational institution, is nothing but development. Their important priority is the development of curriculum or course outlines. In that course outline has to be developed, and that should be in consensus with the national as well as the international demands and realities. That is how the course outline has to be created. Now, for the means, if you see the last few decades, what the scholars are thinking about we should not be we should not talk about curriculum means it's only subject oriented, but it is also it's beyond the subject oriented. That is beyond the textbooks. Students should learn beyond the textbooks. Then, what is the convergent academic means? If you see the academic disciplines, you read science, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology. All these are academic disciplines, and this should converge with the problem oriented to knowledge incorporated by various theoretical perspectives. Means it should be in convergence with what is reality is. Okay, that is how the curriculum convergence has to be. So the university or any educational institution should think in this mind. Okay. So first we have to see that what is the key component of any curriculum. Okay, what is the key component of any curriculum is nothing but it is the instructional objectives or learning outcomes. So first we will concentrate on the learning outcomes, what the students are supposed to learn. After studying this, what the students' behavior, what sort of students' behavior you expect from the student, that is known as the learning outcomes. To determine the extent to which these objectives or outcomes have been achieved. Now, students have achieved this outcome or not. Okay, what we have to do, we have to assess the students. Means we have to give some exams or tests or something, some sort of assessment has to be done for the students. But students' assessment, if you see, it is very complex because we are not going to measure it's only how much the students have learned the subject. It is beyond that. So you want the overall holistic development of the child. So the assessment plays very important role to measure the holistic development. So teachers often do not have the necessary background to meet its requirement means appropriately. How to measure students? Teachers should be equipped with all this process. How to measure the students' achievement? But this much means most of the teachers don't know how to measure. Means that much background they don't have. So hence it is also necessary that teachers are exposed to a variety of tools. So teachers should be, we should make the teachers understand that these are the tools available to measure the holistic development of the child. How to measure the learning outcomes. In short, how to measure the learning outcomes. But next we'll see about what is the concept of curriculum. What do you mean by the curriculum? Curriculum means in past it was signifying as the course of study. Means it is really related to the subjects the students are studying in past. Okay, curriculum signifies a course of study that followed by the pupil in teaching institution. What are the course of study? It is followed by any teaching institution. Okay, if you see the English speaking tradition, it was used as the equivalent to French component of eduki. Means today it means in general terms. So previously it was like this. The curriculum is what are the course of studies a student is undergoing in the educational institution. But if you see today, it is nothing but how the learner is contacting, means how he is related to the society, he is related to the state here means country, or the state or the country and the whole where he is living. So everything we can call it as a state. And then educational activity means state, and from whom he is learning, from the educational professional. So he is learning everything from the educational professional. And what are the educational activities he is undergoing, that learner? What are the educational activities he is undergoing that the learner should undergo. Why? It is so-called learning. He is learning something. So to bring a desirable change in the learner. So why the learner is doing all this? Because to bring a desirable change. So this learner has some contact with the society, and he is also related to the state, and educational professional, what they are doing is how he's just making a change in the learner, that is he is making some desirable change. So learner should undergo so many educational activities, so many other things, so that a change is made in the learner, so that he adjusts with the society, he adjusts with the state. And how he is doing all this teacher, it is through educational activities. So this is known as in short we can call it as a curriculum, right? So curriculum, now we'll see the dictionary meaning of curriculum. Curriculum is nothing but course of study offered by an academic institution. If you see any dictionary, this is what you will see: course of study offered by an educational institution. But one of the educationalists, that is the Ronald Dole, okay, what he means that curriculum is a formal informal content. So he says that what are the formal content? Formal content we can call it as different subjects different subjects the learner is learning. That is a formal, we can say. Informal means he is playing with others, and whatever activities is doing in a playground, and some activities like in the club activities, and student may undergo like NCC, NSS. All these are informal. Okay, so there are some formal activity, there are some informal content. By the process by which learner, who is gaining the knowledge, the learner is gaining the knowledge. What are the learner is gaining? It's a process. Okay, it's a process by which this learner is undergoing certain process. Where he is undergoing certain process? In the educational academic institution. So by this way, learner is gaining. What learner is gaining? Learner is gaining the knowledge and understanding. The first thing is very much important is the knowledge and understanding, right? So gaining knowledge and understanding, and second one is some skills he is developing, right? What are the skills? For example, laboratory, how to use the equipments. In mathematics, how to use the geometrical means instruments. All these skills he is learning. And what he is doing means attitudes. Previously, he may be having some negative attitudes, that is changed into positive attitudes, some change in the attitudes, and he appreciates whatever is around him. He tries to appreciate, and he values the things which is around him, right? So under what he is learning all this? Under the academic institution. Okay, so in other words, curriculum is defined, we can call it as a total experience. In short, we can call curriculum is nothing but the total experience the learner is gaining in the educational institution. In short, we can say. So curriculum is not only, so now we understand it is not only the content, what is delivered, but it also includes the planned and unplanned activities. That is how learner participate as a students. There are planned activities in the institution, educational institution. There are some unplanned activities because the student is talking to his friends, and from his friends he is learning so many other things. So these are the unplanned activities. There are some planned and unplanned activities the student is undergoing. That is why we say that during this corona period, the student is at home, right? So when he's at home, there are unplanned activities does not take place. So if he's coming to the education institution, we can ensure that planned and unplanned activities both are happening. That's why these educational institutions plays very important role. It's not only, now you can understand that it's not only the content that the learner is supposed to learn, but beyond the content. Now we see the meaning of curriculum. The term curriculum, okay, it is actually derived from the Latin word curri. What it means? It is nothing but a race course or a runway. One is running in order to reach the goal. But what about how it is related to our curriculum, which we talk about the educational terms? Suppose the learner, he is the learner, and learner is taking this path. What is this path? Instructional path, right? And who is giving this? Educational program. Who is educational program is providing this, and ultimately he reaches the goal. What is his goal? Goal is nothing but ideals and aspirations of his life. So ultimately this is how he is achieving the goal. So who is helping him? It is the educational institution, educational program is helping. So it is curriculum through which general aims of school education receive concrete expression. So it is through curriculum only school education has reached the concrete expression. That is, learner is able to reach this goal. It is through the curriculum. Okay, what is it? In tradition, if you see, it was subject oriented. In long, means so many years before, they were thinking that curriculum is nothing but subject oriented. Today, we talk about the child centered. Okay, so what are the modern trends of curriculum? How the curriculum is perceived today? Okay, individual, he is the learner, right? And the learner individually has to develop, okay, his individual development means his cognitive, aesthetic, psychomotor, or and in short the spiritual development. In short, you can say that the holistic development of the learner. And then not only that, his socialization skills has to be means he should be improved. What is socialization? Socialization is nothing but adjustment with the social environment. How individual is able to adjust with his environment. He is the individual. Individual is related to others. That is, first he is related to his family, his father, mother, and his siblings, and then there is a first relation to him, and then comes the his relation, and then comes the others. So how he should adjust with all these human beings? Not only human beings exist, and various institutions exist. For example, marriage institutions, our school, university, that is also an institution, and there is banking and economics, something related to economics, something related to entertainment. There are various institutions. How he is adjusting with all this institution, and also how individual is adjusting with the nature. So all this we call it as a socialization. How this socialization he learns from the school. First, socialization is from the family, is a very close family, his father, mother, and sibling, and next comes the school. So school plays very important for the learner to develop the socialization. Now we talk about what are the principles of curriculum. Okay, that is next. First is aim of educational and objectivity. That should be the first aim, right? The first aim is education, something related to education. That is aims of education and objectivity, right? So if you see the life is nothing but a complex. A curriculum should reflect the complexity of life. That is, in other words, framing the curriculum, one should take into consideration the aim and objective of education. That is a very important aim of the curriculum. We can say the major aim of the curriculum. Next is the child-centric. The curriculum should be the child-centric principle. Okay, child plays very important role because the curriculum is framed for the child only. So the curriculum should be framed according to the actual needs, what this learner needs, what is his interest. Okay, his needs should be taken into consideration, what he likes, his interest, whether he is able to do it, that is capability of the child. Now, this means that curriculum can be child-centric as modern education is child-centric, right? What is the actual need, and also his interest, and also his capabilities. So we'll call it as actual needs. I can call it as needs. What is the need of a child? Okay, first the need plays important role. What is the interest and what is the interest of the child, and next comes the capabilities.